Finally, Blizzard did it. They actually acknowledged the fact that they happened to release an expansion at GamesCon. That's right. So officially, Blizzard has released the full blog post of all the things they talked about at GamesCon. I'm talking about the random shit they released in interviews, the random shit they talked about in random shorts on YouTube. All this stuff finally gathered in one place. The article is here. I'll link this in the chat, and I'll link it down below. You can finally figure out everything that was talked about at Bay GamesCon, because God knows, none of us know what the hell happened with that thing. Oh, you're watching the news? No, you're not. You're watching the next great giveaway from Samiccus, the Midnight Epic Edition giveaway. If you've never been in my stream before, now is the time to do it. All you got to do is watch 1 hour of this shitty stream. Make sure you follow it as well, and you could enter for a chance to win the Epic Edition in Midnight. Get all the Transmog, all the Trader's Tender, the pets, the glorious looking mounts. You got the Void version, the Light version. Everything your heart's ever desired could be yours with the Epic Edition from Midnight, guys. This is a Samiccus giveaway. Again, all you got to do is watch 1 hour of stream. Every hour you watch beyond that is another chance to enter to the giveaway for multiple entries, multiple attempts, and of course, get early access to housing, early access to the expansion, early access to the beta, early access to every Moonguard orgy that will be happening in the housing districts. You guys know that's about to happen. Besides that, I got to read off some notes real quick here from Blizzard. This WoW is back. This is going to be the best expansion ever, and Turtle WoW definitely committed IP fraud. Besides that, level 80 boost and everything coming. Guys, this is your chance to get it. Get in here and get your shot. So overall, just a quick summary. We're going to get into some of this stuff more deeper here, but for the Midnight expansion, obviously, we had the expansion announced itself. New specializations in Midnight, the Devourer, Demon Hunter, the Prey outdoor system, 8 new dungeons in Midnight coming, including the Windrunner Spire and Magister's Terrace. Midnight's new raids, we got 3 of them coming, the Void Spire, the Dream Rift, and March on Quell Danas. The housing in Midnight, obviously, yeah, lots of housing shit going on, of course. Transmog updates. Yes, your Transmog will now be slot dependent instead of being all over the place. We'll talk a little bit about that in a second here. Horonir, the new allied race that nobody asked for, but if you're a fan of Avatar, maybe you're getting a little bit excited in the pants for this one. Delves in Midnight, 11 new Delves at the launch, yeah, of course. And then Midnight PvP updates. This one was a surprise, but a nice all-new PvP match, Slayer's Rise Battleground, and Comp Stomp being expanded as a permanent feature in WoW. And then you got the new player experience in Midnight here, Exile's Reach into Dragonflight, the War Within expansion recap. So there you go. Just a quick summary of everything that's going on here. But second of all, this stuff is really cool, and I didn't even know this was happening. So we got the new, the world events that have always happened, the Yes Chef, the Soup Kitchen, all that stuff that happened in Azure Span and everything. The outdoor stuff. Well, we're getting new outdoor stuff, and they've officially announced what those outdoor things are going to be. So first off, we have Silvermoon's Court, Selthris Sori. I don't know how to say that. Balance your reputation between 4 Silvermoon military factions via public events and weeklies in a callback to the Burning Crusade era of reputation. Oh, we're going with Scryers again and stuff like that. Each track has its own set of cosmetic rewards. So there you go. It kind of sounds like the cartels. We got 4 of them. Did they say? Yeah, 4 of them. So sounds like some play on the cartel reputations that we had, which I absolutely didn't do. But hey, we'll do maybe here in Silvermoon. Abundance. We see here, this is in Zulamon in the Midnight Zones. Harvest materials for the Loa of Abundance in a fast-paced, super buffed, professions-themed public event available across all Midnight Zones. This one has to do with some professions, gathering shit, I guess. So that could be fun for those people who enjoy doing that stuff. Legends of the Horonir. Yes, you heard what I said. Step into the forgotten past of the Harati tribe, using magical paintings to embark on bite-sized, lore-rich journeys. Each adventure reveals more about the Horonir's mysterious history. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for the sub. Jeff Chef, thank you, man. Thank you for the tier 2 sub. I really do appreciate that. Death Knight of our Scourge. Also, thank you for everyone who subbed while I was offline. Tia, especially, thank you so much for that prime. Also, we see some Storm Assault stuff here. So, by the way, this Legends of this sounds like maybe some Azeroth lore coming out, maybe more World Soul stuff. We'll have to see how that all works out. And then we see a Stormian Assault. Protect the Void Elves as they activate the Singularity Anchor to purge the Stormiarn Citadel of remnant void anomalies. This is an action-packed combat scenario where players' skill and well-paced defenses are crucial to holding back against the relentless waves of the Void attackers. Okay, so holding back against the Void. That sounds like something pretty cool. Yeah, thank you so much for that, man. Welcome in, Chef. I really do appreciate that. Definitely. So these events sound cool. Sound like some interesting stuff. I've never really done the outdoor stuff too often. All right, I did the Yes Chef stuff and all that stuff, but things like these different factions for Undermine, I didn't get too into it. They're fun to do in passing. There's probably some cool transmog to be had from some of this, but hey, 4 new world events that you'll be able to do. Dressing for every situation. That's right, we already heard about this. Transmog will now be slot dependent rather than gear dependent. So every time you equip a new piece, it should automatically transmog to whatever you have that slot filled to. But wait, there's more. Yes, this transmog will also be location dependent. So we see here a location, house, movement, all movements. This is interesting. Specialization and equipped sets. So different ways to change your set based on where you are, what you're doing, what your spec is. So a ton of ways to attach transmog to different versions of your character, I guess. Dress for every situation. This updated transmog system also provides an additional opportunity for adding more customization and self-expression. You'll be able to unlock and save dozens of outfits. Unlocking outfits and slots will cost gold, but once they're unlocked, switching between the saved outfits is free. So there you go. I'll no longer need my little transmog toy and stuff like that. This was something they did in SWTOR, was it? I'm sure Blizzard pulled this from stuff. Blizzard is notorious for doing that. Pulling stuff from other games and pulling it into this. So, okay, so SWTOR was the one who came up with this. Nice. So Star Wars coming up with transmog slots. We're going to finally get it in Blizzard games here. And then finally here, these nameplates. This is amazing. Okay, this is really good, actually. These nameplates look much better than I was expecting. So, we know Blizzard's on their war on add-ons, right? They're taking out every add-on they possibly can, and Plater is on their target system. So, we're going to talk real quick about the new Plater add-on that's coming into the game, the new DPS charts, and the new boss mod simulator, basically taking over deadly boss mods and all the other boss mod callouts that you have in your weak auras and everything else. So, for nameplate improvements, as part of our continuing interface, improvements, nameplates, blah-de-blah. Nameplates provide a valuable window into what is happening in the game with you, your allies, and the status of your enemies. This information, this informs you of how you might need to respond to what is happening around you. Currently, the default nameplates don't provide all the information. That's right. So we saw how they're trying to lay this out. They basically have the health bar here. There's going to be a cast bar underneath. You got mob buffs on the left, shared CC on the right, and then player buffs on the top. So, some pretty standard UI from some of the stuff we've seen in add-ons. This looks nice, looks clean. I can imagine using this in the game. There is this right here for casting. There's one way to differentiate between a cast that'll kill you and a regular cast. So they're doing it with these little flames on the side. It depends on how big this is going to be in the game to actually be able to decide whether or not we're going to be able to do this right or not. But flames on the side indicating important casts that essentially can kill you. Blizzard said they do want to be able to indicate when a cast needs to be interrupted because, you know, WoW players are just going to parse. They're not going to do interrupts. So, yeah, this is a pretty cool thing, a pretty nice add-in to the game. Hey, welcome in, Cadence. I see you're gambling already. Damage meters. We see here that damage meters are going to be a big thing. Damage meters are going to be a simple add-in for them. I mean, literally, damage meters already pull all the data from Blizzard themselves. So the harbinger of that data, Blizzard themselves, are obviously going to create the best damage meters. So we see up here what the damage meters will look like. The name of the person who's doing the DPS here in the chart, and then the different class and spec symbols here on the side. So yeah, pretty straightforward stuff. This literally looks like they just pulled it straight out of your typical damage meters. You can see you can scale the frames. 2 different frames being shown here, one for damage, one for healing done. So yeah, straightforward. I mean, this is a copy-paste for them. This is going to be a nice thing. They also claim that their damage meters are going to be more accurate, right? We saw what happened with Augmentation Evoker when that came out. Damage meters got all scuffed up. We've seen even with cross servers or different phases of boss fights when people get separated, scuffs up the damage meters a little bit. Blizzard says for them that won't be an issue. They're saying that their stuff will have greater accuracy in certain situations than previously possible with add-ons. So the most accurate DPS meters you've ever seen coming soon, thanks to Blizzard. And then finally, boss alerts. Yeah, we knew boss alerts were coming. and this is going to be really good here. So we see a combat timeline boss alert, where essentially you got floating icons indicating what the next boss ability is going to be when it's going to hit.
Let us lay waste to this realm.
Geo, thank you for the sub on YouTube. Death Knight of our Scourge, welcome to our Scourge. Savage Charge. So this is showing the ability actually going off. Then we see a Blade Storm ability slightly below that. And then marked for the Butcher with a player's name here, indicating who has been marked by the boss for this next ability. So obviously all of this stuff is scalable. We see you can move it all around wherever you want. There's a show timer little tooltip here as well. Background, transparency, size, all these things can be changed. And they also said they're going to enable sounds as well. Now, I don't see anything about the sound. Oh, they do say combat warnings are checked here. I don't see anything about the sounds, but they did say they understand that sounds are something that players appreciate when it comes to, you know, things going off. Run away, little girl, run away. All these different things that tell you what to do in a boss fight. Blizzard did say they will integrate it. Oh, so we see here in the previous image, the horizontal version of the boss casts that are about to go off. Here we see a vertical version of it. So these are highly customizable, movable, and you can do whatever you want with them. They're supposed to indicate what is happening next and what is currently happening in every boss fight. So this will be nice to see from Blizzard themselves. And then more quality of life improvements. They talk about all these UI changes coming. Personal resource bar also getting an upgrade. It has become a HUD element instead of a floating nameplate that that can become hidden behind other elements. You'll be able to fully customize this UI element and edit mode, move it around, change its transparency and everything else. So all these new UI elements coming. And then cooldown manager updates, which we do need because cooldown manager has been kind of janky since it came out. Accessible in both edit mode and open menu, the cooldown manager lets you customize how you track your cooldowns. This new tool is currently available in live game, but we are continuing to make additional improvements to it with the arrival of 11.2.5. So looking forward to that. You'll be able to select which auras you want tracked, add debuffs, select targets, and even track active external defensives. So that's pretty nice for tanking, actually. So yeah, Blizzard continuing to do what they're doing. They're trying to get rid of add-ons, and in order to do so, they're going to have to implement this stuff in the game. Did they mention when beta is coming out? Not yet. We've talked about some of those dates. I still believe around the holiday season. What is it? I think we're going to get an expansion in February. I do. Whether it's mid to late February, I'm not sure. Beta access would probably be... Oh, man. When did beta access drop last time? How early did beta access hit? I mean, it could be the holiday time. We could be getting that. Remember, if you win the midnight giveaway, you get yourself beta access. So that's another great thing that could be happening for you. So, yeah, beta access, everything coming around the corner. 11.2.5 and 0.7 patches still coming to hit. So we got a lot of things happening before that February time of when I think this expansion is going to hit. But for now, that is all in terms of news.